Hi guys, and welcome to 2023. The day I'm recording this is January 1st, and what I thought I'd do today is just show some of my favorite pickups for the past year. Now, this year's been very difficult to find Apple products that I need or that were in my price range, but I did manage to find quite a few things. I've also branched out to other areas, more different retro video games, and even some retro style and older toys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please leave a like, and if this is your first time on the channel, please consider subscribing. Since I'm a child of not gonna say the decade, you'll have to figure that one out. I picked up these at a local store that sells a lot of different antiques. It's kind of sad that these are now antiques. These are Super Mario World ornaments. They are from 1998. So over 2 weeks, I should say, I picked these both up. So I figured, when was I going to come across another one, especially in packaging? These are official Kurt S. Adler. Not entirely sure the brand, but it is 1998, and it just has that old, weird Mario style. So one of my favorite pickups right there. Now, if we continue through the vintage Mario route, I also picked myself up a box copy of Super Mario Bros. 3. It's in relatively good shape. I mean, it's in a box protector right now. It's definitely been used. It's complete. It has everything inside. The manual got a little dirty for whatever reason from the last seller. So, fantastic. Love that cover art. And another Mario game which came into my possession this past year is, in French, Mario a disparu, so Mario is missing. This is for IBM PC incompatibles. So, back when, Nintendo would sell their games on other systems. Very cool. It is complete in box, has the registration, all the discs, has even a map behind it. So another one of my favorite pickups, or I should say both of these are some of my favorite pickups of the year. Continuing around the gaming theme, I picked up a lot of Vita games, as you can see here. Now, these all came from the same seller. It was at a garage sale. These bottom two, nothing too special, and came with one of these, PS Vita. The box is in relatively good condition, except they ripped it through the side. I'm not entirely sure why they did that, when right there is where you're supposed to open it. So again, I picked this up at a garage sale. Fantastic to find these in the box. It is completely working. The screen for an, we'll call it older model, is fantastic. It's an OLED screen, I believe. And while I did pick up a ton of gaming stuff that I enjoy, this last one came into my life a little while ago. It is Congo Bongo from Sega, and it's for the Commodore 64. I no longer own a C64. Very cool branding, but I am sure I could find a way to play this through my Mac. An honorable mention also goes out to this. It is a Commodore plug-and-play. Now, if you don't know, the special thing about this is, C64, it effectively has all these games on it, and the board inside of this essentially is like a miniature C64. The components are essentially miniaturized. This I picked up while I was on vacation for about $10 US. They're getting harder to find because they do not make these anymore, so fantastic find. I'm very glad to have one of these in my collection. Next, some of my vintage toys. I know not all of you have known that I enjoy this stuff, but I really do. So here we have a 1980s, I believe, Transformer, which has seen better days. It doesn't really hold together very well, but it's essentially all there. I don't know if this came with little lasers or guns or anything, but it is here. Not sure if we could see the year. Not really. So it is definitely an 80s toy made in Taiwan. To go along with that, not one, not two, but three. These are GoBots. These essentially are, in my opinion, rip-offs of Transformers. These were sold in McDonald's, I believe, Happy Meals. So I believe, don't quote me on this, there was a set of 4. The game company was Tomy, I believe. Not sure if we could see it. Yeah, Tomy, right there, Singapore. And these are pretty recent, this pickup. I found these actually at different stores, different thrift shops, and picked them up as soon as I see them. So I believe there is one more. I'm very hopefully going to be getting the last one. It's not impossible to find. I'm sure I could find it on eBay quite easily, but I'd rather pick this kind of stuff up locally. So very happy for these pickups. To go along with those Transformers, I also have new ones. So there is this one right here. This is a copy of the Beast Wars Transformer, or one of the Beast Wars ones. It is Rat Trap, as you can see there under the price tag right over there. These are just, remakes of older toys. I believe these are 90s or early 2000s, so it's supposed to be that character right there. Found it locally. It was too cool not to get. Yeah, on card, as they say, why not? Another toy that I picked up very locally was this. So this is the Ectotron Ecto 1. So it turns from Ecto 1 into this Transformer here. And it also, you can see it right there, it comes with a little comic book. I believe this is one of those collaborative ones, but I believe this is was only available, at least with the comic book and all that, at Toys R Us in Canada. So I picked this up. It's essentially at half price right now. I just think it's super cool. Who doesn't love Transformers, and who doesn't love Ghostbusters, or at least the original Ghostbusters? So got that right there. And finally, to go along with that kind of Transformers, we got one of these. Now, if you don't know what these are, back in the, 80s, 90s, I would think more towards 90s, were these Tiger electronic games, for when, the Game Boy was out and everything. And these were very cheap compared to what an actual Game Boy can do. But they just redid a lot of their old games. I'm not sure who the owner is now. Luckily, there's no batteries inside that are going to explode. So it was very cool. This is what the game looks like. I will not be opening this because, yeah, that doesn't look that exciting. I just love it for the, retro feel. And something that goes along with that I just picked up because I got it for effectively less than $2 was the X-Men version. Ignore this price tag. I did not pay that. So from the vaults, so it's old Tiger Electronics games. Again, same basic idea. I believe this was a model back in the day. And so there's the game right there, and what you felt like when you were playing the game right here. So pick this up, Hasbro Canada and Longueuil, Quebec, 2020. So pick these up. Great finds. Let's continue on. So I am also a big fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I picked up all the recent games, the collections and all that, and I found some of these old toys at a garage sale. So here is Leonardo as a lifeguard. Again, there's no accessories, but it is some of the original toys from back in the day. It's hard to see, but it says 1992, 93 right there. So, got that guy right there. Donatello, again from back in the day. I don't know if it's supposed to be bent, but these were well-loved toys, so no accessories, but still a very cool figure. And this one, again, is Donatello. He's a firefighter. Very, very well-loved toy once again. You can see even things rubbing off on him. He was used so much. It says 1991. Nothing too exciting, but I do love the old turtle toys. I think they're super cool. And to go along with that, it's been heavily done right now. There's a lot of reissues of TMNT toys, video games. They're having a massive resurgence. So I got a couple of the more less expensive ones from the local Toys R Us. So this is Baxter Stockman right there. They're very basic toys, but it's kind of charming in some ways that it's very basic. These are all, the first wave and then the second wave of toys that they released. So here he is right there. And comes a little card you can clip and collect. These are more meant for adults, I'm pretty sure, these toys, because they're more to copy the older style. And then I picked up a foot soldier. There he is, she is, I don't know, they're robots, so who could tell? Again, it gives you all the specs. We don't know the age because they're robots. And there it is. Now, there is one more toy, and I'm going to stop with the toys because I'm sure a lot of people are like, we're not tuning in to watch toys, we're looking to see technology. But this I saw, and I just had to have because I fully respected this man. A Stan Lee action figure. So, as you can see right here, he's opposable. Look at that. Rock on. So, I thought it was super cool. I had no idea that they made an action figure of Stan Lee. The amount of things he did in his life, what he's done for pop culture, is pretty amazing. So I had to get this. When I saw this in store, I had to take this. So very cool. Now let's move on to more of the technology. One of the most recent pickups from my Apple collection is this right here. This is the Apple eMate Hello World 300. Now it has one problem that I kind of did to myself. I was doing the screen fix because eventually there are some springs in there that will snap up and destroy the screen cable. And I must have over-tightened something and crack. Unfortunately, whoop, it is broken. I mean, it still technically turns on, it'll power on, I have the pen, all that, keyboard works, but the hinges are broken, so I'm still trying to figure out what I can do to repair this. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if anybody remakes these springs on both sides. But yeah, that's fully on me, but it's still pretty cool to have one of these in my collection. Next, what we have right here is the original aluminum MacBook, not MacBook Pro. So Apple made these for about a year. Very clicky. And I found someone selling one of these locally. It came with an SSD already installed and I believe 8 gigs of RAM. The battery lasts about 2 hours, so it's actually not too bad. This is from 2008, I believe. Let's try not to smash it on the table. There we go. And this was one of my favorite MacBooks because of this. So you have this little latch right here. And it comes off and you have access to change out your hard drive. Or I guess at the time you could probably buy batteries, so you can actually just pull this and the battery comes out. I miss this design. This was fantastic. Gave you access to 2 out of the three things I should say you'd want. The RAM unfortunately is still covered up, but not the end of the world. So you swap out your hard drive or SSD, you take this, you put it back on. There you go. I also changed out, I don't remember which one it was. 1 or 2 of these rubber feet were missing. I never understand how people rip off the rubber feet. But I bought a 4-pack on Amazon and they just glue right together. So there you go. Super happy I found this 2008 MacBook. Now, there are pieces I've looked for years to get from my collection, and this is one of them. This right here is the Power CD. It's in relatively good shape. It does work. I have tested it. I tested it live on, I believe it was Trina Technobabbles stream. And the good thing is it has this little adapter here and a hair for my dog, luckily. But the adapter here, so you can actually put batteries and you connect it through SCSI. It also does have an area where you can plug in a power supply. Unfortunately, I do not have it. It takes a ton of batteries, which is mind-blowing that it needs that many. But it works. It was not too bad a price. I found someone locally who had this, who's also a collector of different things. So we came to agreement, a trade for a piece he wanted, and some cash. So one of my best pickups of 2022. And we're getting close to the end of the pickup. So this was a good year for floppy drive cameras. So the digital Mavica, as you can see, there's a little area you could put in a floppy drive, floppy disk, I should say. And you can take photos, not too many on a floppy disk because they don't have a lot of space. So I found this one pretty locally. I mean, I had to drive about 40 minutes away. Yes, it's been well used, as you can see from the paint over there on the side. but it does work perfectly fine. And after I found that one, about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks later, I found this model as well. Again, the floppy disk in there, and you can take some photos. I absolutely love these things, and they're just a joy to use. Finally, last but not least, is this here iMac. This I picked up for about $75 Canadian. It is a late 2012 model. Unfortunately, it has a spinning hard drive, which definitely makes it slower. And these are also the models that to, you know, upgrade the RAM, you literally have to take off the screen. The screen, you know, it is the thin model, so you actually have to go through and cut the little tape or the glue that connects it if you want to upgrade the RAM or put SSD inside. So that is not a great part of this model. But again, late 2012 for $75, not bad. I also have the box that came with this. Everything was packaged. I also have the keyboard and the mouse. And the mouse, I'm not too sure, but absolutely sure the keyboard was never used. It still has plastic all over it. And that's about it for today. So those are some of my favorite pickups for 2022. I'm hoping for 2023 to be just as good, if not better, for some of the Apple pickups. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.